Hello everybody and welcome to this video. I would like to thank everybody or thank all my subscribers, including all my new subscribers. All my new subscribers will be listed in the bottom right here, and all my viewers. I would like to say, if you're new to this channel, please have a look around at my videos and also please subscribe. Now what we're going to be doing today is looking at how to install Windows on a Mac. So I'm doing this because I did a short not so long ago and someone commented on that short, how did I get Windows on my iMac. So this has led to this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the actual screen. Now I do apologize for the image quality. I will show you as best as I can. I will try to show you. I've tried messing about with the settings and no matter what I do, it just doesn't want to give a clear picture. But I am at some point going to get a video capture card. Normally I would do my videos on the iMac. So, but because I'm using the iMac to show you how to put Windows on, I can't record using OBS whilst I'm using that. So as you can see, I'm in macOS at the moment, and I have on this iMac at the moment. I don't know if you can actually see that correctly, but I have macOS Monterey version 12.1, and this iMac is a 21.5 inch, which is a 2017 model, with a 2.3 gigahertz. No, it says dual core Intel Core i5. It's not, it's a quad core. It has 8 gigabytes of DDR4 and has an Intel Iris Plus Graphics 640 at 1.5 gigs. So, how do we put Windows on macOS? Now, you have always been able to put, I'll rephrase that, not always, since the release of an Intel based Mac, so you're talking the old MacBook Pros, the old MacBooks, Mac Minis, the iMacs, the Macs. If it is a Intel based Mac, then you will be able to put Windows on it. Now certain eras of Macs, iMacs, support certain versions of Windows. So this iMac supports Windows 10. So what I have downloaded off, there's no special Windows needed. Go onto the Microsoft website and download Windows 10, the ISO image. It has to be 64-bit. iMacs, well, this particular iMac does not support 32-bit. So you download your Windows 10 image and you go down to your launchpad, which is there, and in this is your launchpad, and you'll see a folder called Other. Now the launchpad has all your applications in, and this folder has mainly system based. So you go into the Other category, and then if you scroll down, if you look down and you search for something called Bootcamp Assistant, and I'll read it out because it's not clear on the screen. Try to get a bit clearer. No, not going to work. Like I say, I do apologise for the video quality on that side. Right, Bootcamp Assistant helps install Microsoft Windows on an Intel-based Mac by downloading the necessary support software, creating a partition on your disk for Windows, and then starting a Windows installer. Please click the Open Bootcamp Help button for instructions to finish installing Windows and the support software you have downloaded. Most important, back up your disk before partitioning or installing Windows. If you have a portable computer, make sure your power adapter's connected, because if you mess about with your Mac or MacBook partitions and your power goes off, you can inadvertently render your Mac partitions disabled, and you would have to reinstall Mac OS from the beginning. So we are going to go down to, I'm going to try and get this image clearer. So I'm going to try autofocus. Like I say, I do apologise for the quality on that side. Put the white balance down as well. Trying to get it so yeah, that's the best I can do for now. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go on continue, and it's going to ask, see if I can get this in properly so you can actually see it. Right there, I know it's a bit blurry, but right, to install Windows, please choose the Windows ISO file which you've downloaded, which we have up on here. Select the partition size, then click install. Your Mac will reboot automatically once the installation has completed. So I don't know what ISO that's picking, because I never selected that ISO. I don't even think I've got that ISO on the computer. So right, so choose. There we are. So in the Finder, we're going to go to desktop. I'm just wondering if in my downloads I have. Oh, I have got. So I've got a newer version of Windows 10 on there. Right, so I'm going to select that one. So I'm going to go into downloads and select Win 10 20H2 version 2 x64. So I'm going to open that. I am then going to repartition my drive. So I do use both Mac OS and Windows, but I mainly use Windows, especially for my videos. So I want more space on my hard drive for Windows than I do for the Mac. So I'm gonna say for Windows, I'm gonna give it a nice good 701 gig. So it says here, please select the Bootcamp partition size. Once the partition is created, it cannot be adjusted. Right? Because the way Mac OS creates the partition image, it creates it within a container, and it would create its own container. So it would resize the container that holds Mac OS inside the hard drive, and it would create a new container for the partitions for Windows. So it would say the Windows support software will be installed after completing Windows installation. So just click on install. So it will go and download the Windows support software. Now the Windows support software, it's called Bootcamp, and it holds all the drivers for your Mac for in Windows. So every item within your Mac, so your FaceTime HD camera, your display, even the light sensor, the T2 chip, everything, it would have the sensor for that, the drivers for that, sorry. So I'm just gonna pause it here and wait for that download to finish. So I'll see you when that video has been sorry, not that video, when the support software has downloaded, because I'm using Wi-Fi. So I'll see you in a few. Right, so we're nearly finished downloading the Bootcamp support software. It tells you the version number there, 6721. And what it should do after this is repartition the hard drives. But it will reboot macOS or reboot the Mac, so it can do this. So we just wait for it to reboot. And as you can see, it's booted up into Windows. I'll zoom that out. So it's starting the Windows setup. So again, at the moment we can't select anything other than Windows 98 States. Time and currency format, I'm going to select when I can find it. English United Kingdom, and it should automatically select English United Kingdom for the keyboard and input method, and click next. Right, now you have two options on this one. You must have a product license key to install Windows and activate it. I can't stress this enough. It is illegal to, it's not illegal to own an ISO. It is illegal to use somebody else's product key. There are discs for what you call them, system builders you can buy. For instance, like this one here. As you can see, Windows 10 Home, 64-bit. That is what I'm going for on this machine. That's what I had on this machine previously. But I don't need to put a product key because my Microsoft account activates it automatically. So I'm going to select I don't have a product key. I'm going to select Windows 10 Home x64. So then it goes into your license agreement. Just click on the bottom here to accept your license agreement and click next. Now this will install Windows. Now depending on how fast your Mac is, if you have an SSD, depends on how fast this goes. I don't want to drag this on too long, so I'm gonna give a quick pause and rejoin when it is near enough finished. Alright everybody, we're at 95%, 96%. So this bit is nearly finished. Again, I would like to apologise for the actual screen quality. So that part's finished. So it's going to go through now installing any updates. So it says it's finishing up. I'm just going to turn on the lights. And hopefully we can go to the actual Bootcamp installation. When I say hopefully, I mean hopefully, because sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. So it's not perfect, but it does do it majority of the time. So as you can see, it's rebooted and we are going into Windows. Now this iMac uses a hybrid drive, so as you know, with the hybrid drive, it is basically a hard drive, a spinning disk hard drive with what you call an SSD cache, and it basically loads into that SSD cache the most commonly used Windows boot or Mac boot option. So it will take a few minutes to do this, and this is not the only way of installing Windows on a Mac. If you have an external drive, for instance, because you want to keep your Mac OS on the main drive, you can use a program, any program that can write an ISO image to a hard drive. Now I mainly use a program called Rufus, because that has the option to create a Windows to go image. So it's basically, instead of just copying the actual ISO image to the drive, it actually installs Windows onto the drive. So basically you create the Windows to go on an external drive, and it comes to this point. So basically when you go to install it in the Mac, you press your option key, press and hold your option key, and it will load up the boot picker. You then pick, now normally it's on the later OS's, it's an orange icon, and it'll have, I think it's EFI underneath. Just select that, and that is your Windows. It'll go through, this section here and basically get you up and running. But that is if you want to create it so it's on an external hard drive. If you want to create it, like I have that same option. Sorry, I have that same option on here, not on here. I do apologise. Just wait for that to eject. So I have this that option on here, which is basically an Intel SSD. It's a 180 gigabyte Intel SSD Pro 2500 series SSD that I use for that. And what I did with this was make an exact duplicate of what I did on my main hard drive. So every time I did something on there, I would do it on here as well. And if I needed to go somewhere and use it on another computer, I could do that. The only problem with that option is using it on another computer. I have to install the drivers for that computer. So Windows will load the basic drivers, but if you want to use stuff that are not in the Windows basic, you have to install the drivers for that. So as you can see, we are at the getting ready. But I will be doing I will do a video on how to do the Windows to go on an external hard drive specifically for your machine. But like I said before, it's a matter of I'm using a spinning disk hard drive. Mac OS will be in the cache, so Windows is going to take a while to load. So I'm just going to pause it here again and rejoin when I've actually gotten a bit further on, because this may take a while. So currently the computer is restarting after getting ready, because there will be drivers that I was installing or getting ready to install. But the more times I use this, the faster the boot process gets. It's just waiting for the One thing I wish I had for the iMac would be an EPGU. Oh, GPU, sorry. So I got into the Windows installer. This process is just now like installing Windows on your normal desktop. So like either your ASRox, your Gateway, the Asus, it just takes a little time. If it had a SSD in there, it would have been done by now, I can imagine. So there won't be any sound on because it needs to install the drivers, and the basic drivers won't do for the. So we'll just wait for it to skip the Cortana option. So again, the region, I'm selecting the United Kingdom because that's where I'm from, and I want to select keyboard layout of United Kingdom. Turn the microphone off. It says, do you want to add a second keyboard layout? No. So I'm just going to skip that. Now, do I have my wrote the password anywhere handy? Would be a great idea to have that handy. Yes, I do. Right, so, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Again, with the Mac, there'll be no Wi-Fi because it has to install the Wi-Fi driver. So we have to go on. I don't have internet for now. So it says there's more to discover when you connect to the internet. Yep, I know all that. So we need to continue with a limited setup. For now. And we wait to see what happens. So it's rebooted again. It's going to reboot multiple times. So again, we're just waiting a moment whilst this does what it likes to do. So who is going to use this PC? Well, for now, I'm just going to put Craig. Next, no, we don't want a password. Right, and then you've got your options here. So we'll just select no on all of them, and we'll go let the Cortana help you get things done. No thanks. Not just click on not now. Right, so what it'll do now is it'll go into the dark screen and get ready. So it says this may take several minutes, so I'm going to pause it again here. So we're almost there, and it loads up the Windows desktop. Now the very first thing that you can see when Windows desktop has loaded up is Bootcamp. So it says don't cancel this bit off. You need to do this. So welcome to Bootcamp Installer. You will be guided through the steps necessary to install Bootcamp. To get started, click next. So click next, accept the terms, and it's going to install everything, all the drivers now that you need for your Mac. So at the moment, if you go right click on the start menu and go to computer management, again this may take a bit of time because it's installing Bootcamp and it's not fully running the cache yet. Right, so if we go to device manager, you can see here some stuff actually being installed basically. So it's got, say for your display adapter, it's got a basic driver for that, network adapter, it's got some drivers for your Bluetooth and your Ethernet, but no wireless drivers. Definitely no camera drivers, which is your camera up on the top here. I know you won't be able to see it. It's right where my finger is. Your processor, like I say, Monterey did say I only had a dual core Intel Core i5. no such thing. There's a quad core i5, but not a dual core. But as you can see, they're there. But there is a lot of system devices that get installed in here, and it's just asked me to restart. I don't want to restart yet. When it asks to restart, don't restart it. Only restart it when the actual Bootcamp software tells you to restart it. As you can see, that's at the moment it's installing the Broadcom wireless adapter. Right, so it says, would you like to install this device software? Name Broadcom System Devices, Broadcom Corporation. Yes. Or install. So now it's going through the audio. As you've heard, there's been no audio whatsoever yet. Basically what it's doing now is it's installing every driver for a modern, I wouldn't say a modern, but this era Mac, for when these drivers were made. I'm just going to knock off Edge, maybe later. Try and get that a bit more clearer. There we go. One problem is I have to hold it there. And there's the sound. Right, so this is the point at where you restart. So it says Bootcamp installer completed. Bootcamp has successfully been installed in computer. Please click finish to exit the installer. Restart system. So you click restart and it restarts, because there is a few drivers there that needs you to restart, like the LPC for the CPU. Most of it is system devices. So again, we're restarting. Have a drink of my coffee. See if I can get a warm colour on that light. Oh yeah, nice and warm. There we are. It's a lot better. So before I did any of this, what I had to do was clone my Windows drive. You can't clone your Mac and your Windows drive on a Mac. You would need specialist software, dead expensive to get hold of. but I used a program called Acronis. Or was it? No, it wasn't Acronis. Sorry, it was Maximum Effect. But I used that I used on my Hiram's Bootcamp system. So at the moment, this is just doing a quick desktop graphics performance check. Once this is done, it doesn't do it again. So there we go. You heard the sound there, hopefully. And see what this notification is. Yeah, we don't need that. That's fine. So as you can see, we have the Intel graphics set up, the Bluetooth set up, and Bootcamp set up. Now, if you wanted to get back into Mac OS and you were in Windows, there's two options. You could use the boot picker option by holding your option key when you start your Mac, or if you're in Windows, go to Bootcamp, and on the bottom there, so I'll go into it. So you have your little Bootcamp icon there. It looks like a little diamond. Click on that, and then you can go into restart into Mac OS from there. And that's basically it. And that's Windows installed on a Mac. Again, like I said, it has to be an Intel based Mac. If you have a modern day Mac that is based on Apple Silicon, you cannot install natively, or you can't install Windows natively. You would have to use a virtual software in Mac OS to run Windows. Currently, Windows does not Apple doesn't support, neither does Windows support Apple Silicon, or Windows to be on Apple Silicon. So that's basically it, guys. So if you like this video, please give a like. Also, in the center here, please subscribe. Click that subscribe and watch my 2 videos that I've got on there. And I'll see you in the next one.